Battle control initialized.
Hello there, comrades and cannon fodder. Dvoid here. I've got a game on. This is probably my favourite map, Eden Lake. I'm using Ukraine and my opponent's using England. We've got some spectators for this game. But, like I say, I am a big fan of this map. I like Eden Lake. Probably my favourite map of all time. I still use it today and I've been using it for a long time. This was actually one of the first maps I practiced on to actually improve and get good, because I was watching replays of some of the best players, and some of the first games I had against them were on this map. So I was watching replays of this good players on this map, and it's how I learned, how I started to first improve was on this map. I think it ticks all the boxes. It's really well set out. It's got some great terrain features, oil derricks, hospitals. It's just ticks all the boxes, this map. It's really nice. This is the first oil capturing phase. I've got the central oil. My opponent's got one oil and his hospital, so he is ahead of me, but I did grab the central oil. This is the main oil to be contested as a rule. I'm moving everyone out. Really, the best choice is probably just take a couple of guys to scout ahead of the engineer and leave the rest of them holding this. I will have my, I should have my primary production sending infantry up there to reinforce that central oil derrick area. That's where they're going now, look. They shouldn't just fed in piecemeal like that, that's it. Group them together, then send them in. My engineer's going back for the hospital now. My opponent's got a medic with his front line. A medic in the early game is very good. The specialist units have got a place any point in the game, like the Soviets have got grenadiers, dogs. They can be made use of at any point. Very early in the game you can send a few grenadiers in, or use a dog to enhance your infantry view range during the oil capture phase, or hunt engineers. And the Allies have got medics for their unique unit in the early game, and they're always worth building. Early game, late game, the lot. They'll always enhance your units, and I firmly believe that spending time on detailed micro, you'll always be rewarded. My opponent's not got rockets. Straight down the road for a few crushers. Yeah, my opponent hasn't got rockets yet there. And they're not even on the way. You should always have 3 rockets at the 2-minute mark. 4 rockets nowadays. I don't understand what's wrong with him there. He perhaps forgot, or went for some sort of strange build. Because I'm taking all the oils now. He got a light tank. Perhaps he chose extra rifles rather than rockets. Perhaps he took that risk. Don't want to lose my APC. There's still no rockets. Now he's starting to produce them. Standard build orders all round. Excuse me. My opponent's got his service depot out. He's trying to destroy the oil derrick in the centre. I suppose it is, you know, it's probably not a bad idea to try and take off some of the advantage I've got in oil derricks. He can perhaps capture this one back when he expands and even out the oil derrick advantage. I've killed a lot more units because of him neglecting to use rockets, to build enough rockets in the early game. It's got me I've got 22 units killed to 6, so, you know, it makes a difference. You need those rockets in the early game to deal with the enemy scout vehicle. You just have to have it. My first expansion set up. My opponent's got a second. First engagement proper. And don't let your men go near the oil derricks when they get destroyed, because they explode and splatter you like that. Turn back my opponent's first attack. He tried to take. He took out the oil though. That was his objective, I guess. So I suppose he achieved his objective. Now I've got one oil that he could take with an expansion. He's expanding in that direction now, so he could take it and turn around that the advantage in oil derricks into his favour. Yeah, I was wise to fall back. No way I could push into that. Let's check on the old cash situation. Spent 42, 43 each. I've earned slightly more. Let's check on the expansion progress. My opponent, I think, is slightly better because he's got a wider range. He's attacking the oil derrick. No, mistake. He could have earned back some of the advantage I gained by having 3. He could have held that for 5-10 minutes, and the amount of time I held 3 for could be made back. I'm sending my engineer there, look, to the side of the map. Wonder what I was thinking there. Now I'm expanding here. My opponent, he should expand here quickly. Oh, my engineer, there you go, what a waste. I suppose it was lucky for the enemy to find him, although that was a bit of a daft place to put him. The opponent is quite likely to send units round that way, looking for an expansion. I should have put my engineer up here somewhere. It's a small scout force coming for an eco raid. Look, 3 tanks and 2 rockets can soon chew through an ore truck. I moved out my units at the wrong moment there. My APC, it's got grenadiers in it. Struggling to get my troops into position here. There we go, that's more like it. Far superior position, but I should have engaged into him sooner, and I could have swept round. APC's making its way. I'm still advancing here. I've got more than enough units though, I think. And I'm applying pressure, so the noise is covering the Gren drop. And the pressure and distraction, yes, I'm overwhelming him here, no problem. So this noise and this distraction pressure will cover the fact that I've launched a Gren drop on him. Service depot, an important target immediately, not bad. And then you see I've shift commanded these targets. So even if I'm busy here, I'm still going to... These guys are still going to continue attacking. Look, I've shift queued 3 power plants and a war factory. So my grenadiers will be busy attacking while I'm controlling my units here. Oh, he did well. He's not even in low power. That was very good. But I've won that engagement in the middle. One more grenade would have done it and put him into low power, but he would have repaired it. But if I take this out... No, I could have taken out the power plants, put him into low power. There we go, that's done it. Excellent. I think I saved my APC as well by the look of it. So I did well there. My opponent's in low power. I've got thieves on the way. He's not taking the dangerous route. Oh dear, that thief might get shot, but nope, he made it. There you go, there's 3 thieves. Let's have a look at the money situation. I've got none and my opponent's got 6-7 grand. I'm just running here to overrun the refinery. There you go, there's 3,800. There's 2,100. Excellent. That's addressed the cash situation where I've got 6 grand now and he's got 2. I've got an airfield, I'm building Tesla coils. That's that. Yeah. It's like sometimes when you're doing well, the thieves into the enemy refineries can be a nice killer blow just to knock your opponent out of the game properly while you're already at an advantage and you're overrunning them. With these thieves infiltration as well, it can be sometimes be a bit too much and your opponent gives up, especially with an effective Gren drop like that, you know. That took out his service depot immediately, and then I knocked out a load of power, and then finally took him into low power with an attack. But those thieves on top of that, you know, while I've overrun him, it wasn't over. He'd expanded up to the other side, up to here, so it wasn't over. He had a bit of money and stuff, but you know, it was too much. Really, it was right to end there. It was over, but he could have fought on. I could have made a mistake. It's always worth fighting on when you've got enough assets. But you know, it's like I say, those thieves can be a nice killer blow just to finish the game and tip it even more in your favor, so the opponent just calls it there and then. You know, so I like that game. It was a good one, good game with some good elements in it. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the game, and until next time, take care, viewers.
Battle control terminated.